Hello, today's question is why added sugar is everywhere? In a study of 85,000 food purchases made between 2005 to 2009, 70% of them contained added sugar or artificial sweetness. Mostly all the food available in supermarkets is processed food. Processed food is any food that has been chemically processed and is made of refined ingredients and artificial substances. Today in America, processed foods make up around 70% of most people's diet, and processed foods are high in sugar and have little or no fiber. The American Heart Association recommends we eat less than 9 teaspoons of sugar while eating 25 grams of fiber per day, but the reality is very different. In America, the average for each person is 19.5 teaspoons of sugar and only 15 grams of fiber per day. That's double the sugar and half the fiber. What happens when you double the sugar intake and reduce fiber intake by half? Food companies have found how this can help them make millions of dollars. Why processed foods are high in sugar and contains no fiber? These 10 food companies control mostly all processed food you can buy. In 2017, Nestle reported $91 billion in revenue, Pepsi reported $63 billion, and Coca-Cola reported $42 billion. Food companies have found two ways to sell more of their products and make them cheaper: adding refined sugar and artificial sweetness and removing fiber. Refined sugar makes food sweet, you constantly feel hungry, we'll talk about that in a minute, and it's highly addictive, we'll talk about that too. By removing fiber, food is faster to cook, easier to eat, your blood sugar levels rise fast, and easier to digest, you'll feel hungry sooner. Processed foods are engineered for overconsumption, to sell more, and not to provide nutritional value to the consumer. Okay, so why food companies remove fiber? Food without fiber has a longer shelf life and are easily frozen so they can be shipped worldwide. It is faster to cook, it has less nutritional value, faster to eat, foods without fiber are easy to chew and swallow, faster to digest. Fiber takes longer to digest, which makes you feel fuller for longer. Without fiber you don't feel full and you constantly want to eat more. Let's look at rice as an example. White rice is a refined grain and brown, red, wild rice are whole grains. Refined grains have some parts of the grain removed. In the case of the white rice, it's the bran and the germ that are removed. After that, the rice is polished with talcum powder to get that artificial, white, shiny color. So white rice is refined while brown rice is a whole grain. White rice has a 4 to 5 years shelf life, while brown rice has only 6 to 8 months. White rice takes around 18 minutes to cook, while brown rice takes 60 minutes. Brown rice contains essential fatty acids, is high in magnesium and fiber, and contains fewer calories. White rice has a very low nutritional value. White rice has a higher glycemic index, which raises the blood sugar levels, causes insulin to be produced. This means it's not recommended for diabetics. Brown rice has a lower glycemic index, and because of the fiber, it does not raise blood sugar levels as much. It's digested and absorbed slowly, and it's recommended for diabetics. Brown rice is a good carb as it contains valuable nutrients including fiber, vitamins, minerals, and amino acids. In contrast, white rice does not provide any real nutrition value, contains no fiber, and we end up hungry soon after eating. Food companies add more sugar. Why? We all inherently like sweet-tasting food. Back when our ancestors were searching for food, natural sweet-tasting food tended to be more caloric and there was less chance of being poisonous. For example, ripe fruit has more nutrition value than unripe fruit, and unripe fruit can make you very sick. When we eat sugar, our brain produces dopamine, our natural trigger for happiness. This rewards us for eating something sweet, and so we want to eat more. In the past, this reward system helped us know which fruit to pick. Today, we have replaced fruit and vegetables with refined carbs and processed food. Worldwide, there is one common diet, the high sugar diet. The more sugar we eat, the more dopamine is produced, and the more dopamine we produce, the more sugar we want to eat. and so we eat more, and more. Studies have shown that sugar is highly addictive. The more sugar you eat, the more pleasure you experience, but you also start to develop tolerance and start to feel withdrawal. Studies have shown that sugar is more addictive than cocaine. Consuming sugar produces effects similar to that of cocaine, altering mood, possibly through its ability to induce reward and pleasure, leading to the seek out of sugar. In another study, sugar is noteworthy as a substance that releases opioids and dopamine and thus might be expected to have addictive potential. This review summarizes evidence of sugar dependence in an animal model. Sugar is very cheap, but in 1975, high corn fruit syrup was introduced to America. High corn fruit syrup is even cheaper than sugar and has more fructose than refined sugar. Several studies have shown that refined fructose has some very unhealthy effects on our body. High sugar diet can cause insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes, elevated cholesterol, hypertension, and several different types of heart disease. Sugar is also the #1 cause of obesity. A high sugar diet leads to constant cravings and constantly snacking. Let's understand how a high sugar diet leads to constant cravings. Normally, after you eat, there's a hormone in our stomach called leptin, the hunger hormone, that is responsible for sending a signal to our brain saying that we are full. Your brain gets the message, so you're full and you don't need to eat anymore. But in the last 20 years, we have replaced many healthy foods with refined carbs and processed food, all of which are high in sugar. When you have a high sugar diet, the leptin hormone doesn't work properly and it doesn't send a message to your brain to say you're full. Because of this, you feel that you're starving all the time and you end up eating more, and more. This leads to constant cravings and constantly snacking. More added sugar you eat, more hungry you feel. So how to break this cycle? Join my 20 no sugar days challenge. There are only 2 simple rules: no added refined sugars and no artificial sweeteners for 20 days. After the first week, I'll guarantee that you'll have more energy and a better mood, you'll be less bloated, you'll lose weight, you'll be less anxious and have better focus at work or when doing any other mental tasks. Finish this challenge and get rid of your sugar addiction forever. It's 100% free and there are sugar-free recipes, tips and tricks available at days2fitness.com/no sugar challenge. Thank you for watching. If you find this video helpful, please like, share and subscribe.